is up, everybody?
Hey,
It's Broham and the
how's it
dude.
going? Coming live at you. Um,
All right.
I think that intro needs to be longer though. I need that whole song.
Yeah, I love that song. Special shout out to John Parfitt for allowing us to use his music.
He's a good dude.
There's a link down in the description that'll take you to his Spotify if you want to check out his music. All right, I'm
Or you
gonna
can
change
check
the
out
settings here.
their podcast too.
Yes.
Believe
Talk
Hole.
about that. While
Him
we're
and
doing
his
that, before we do
brothers do a
this.
really good. Yeah, they do a really good podcast. It's him and his two brothers. They talk about paranormal stuff, like all the fun stuff that we like. We like listening to. I think they release an episode every 2 weeks. They've got 4 seasons of about 20 episodes, something like that each.
Something
I
like
highly
that. Yeah.
recommend it. Yeah, check it out. They do a lot of really good research on there. A lot of really fun topics. They have listener stories, so like kind of grab bags of different events and different types of paranormal phenomenon. But yeah, I would recommend that. Check it out. Really fun stuff.
Definitely. I love that podcast. They're really good with their sound design because is it John that does that
Hmm.
professionally?
Yeah,
Fun special effects, all that cool stuff. And they talk about stuff like
yeah.
Skinwalker Ranch, ghost stories, UFO stories,
Hmm.
Sasquatch. Um, it always cracks you up that they say Sasquatch like that, like Sasquatch in the beginning.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. I don't know why that always sticks out to me when he says that Sasquatch. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Where are they from? The north somewhere? Like,
I
is it
think
Ohio?
they're Ohio, yeah, but I think they spent some time in Texas. It sounds like
Did they? Oh,
some
that's
of their
right,
stories.
Austin. Yeah, John
Yeah,
went to Austin for a little bit. Yeah, I noticed that they do pronounce a couple of things differently than I'm used to hearing.
yeah,
Sasquatch.
yeah. Well, anyways,
um, yeah.
yeah. So it's after Christmas, and how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
I I went from working at one job, and then I was gonna get like 2 weeks of vacation. Then I didn't. I went straight into my new job, which I really do enjoy, but I didn't get a whole lot of off time there. I got a weekend, but I've got a vacation coming up, so I'm hoping to recharge a little bit there. But otherwise, feeling fine. How are you?
Awesome. Awesome. Doing good. Feeling tired also. I'm going to suggest we turn
Yeah.
off our cameras because it sounds like you're roboting a little bit more. And so
Oh,
let's,
am I? Okay.
yeah, we'll just go off camera for the stream. Hopefully that'll
Uh,
help.
we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, because your voice is coming through like all right. It's just, you just look a little
The
robotic.
visual.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Look like you're breakdancing for us a little bit.
Well,
No, yeah. So
maybe I want to.
yeah, you're in that kind of mood. Um,
Robo
no, so I was just
sapien.
saying, you're Homo sapien.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was just saying that after Christmas, I do feel a little worn out. Do feel a little tired.
Yeah.
I feel about 10 pounds heavier after all the butter cookies and eggnog and
Yeah.
all the good foods that we keep around the house.
Let me ask you a question about eggnog. Do you think if you had tried it as an adult, like if you never had it as a kid, that you would like it?
I think so because I like it now.
I don't know. I like it now too, but like I feel like it might have been an acquired taste or something as an adult, like a rock star would have been. Like when you were a kid, maybe it would just taste like sugar or something, but or pennies. But
Hmm.
eggnog. It's very very sweet. It's very heavy. I can't drink more than like a glass of it before I start feeling like I ate too much or something. Like I feel my stomach starting to drag down.
Yeah.
Very heavy.
Oh yeah, it's pretty thick stuff. I mean, it's just all like eggs and sugar and heavy cream.
It's good for you.
All the good stuff. Yeah.
Everything a growing boy needs: a bunch of eggs and sugar.
That's right. Give you diabetes and your feet will fall off. Uh,
And that's
I
another
don't
thing.
know.
Like if you told me, yeah, well, like what eggnog is, I don't know that I'd want to try it.
That's true. It doesn't sound as good when you hear the ingredients.
You hear the ingredients and you see how slow it pours out of your carton, and it's just like takes forever.
This is how it's going through your veins.
Just muddying up your blood.
This is how fast your blood will move after you drink this.
It's about how fast you'll move after you drink this.
Very true. No, I remember when I was a kid and I had that for the first time. It tasted like bubblegum to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they made a creamy drink that tastes like bubblegum." These adults are geniuses.
Yeah.
This is what Christmas should taste like.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's awesome stuff.
That's pretty good, yeah. Usually drink about a gallon of it every season.
Yeah, but that's between you and our sister and our mom, right?
Nope,
Or is that just you?
it's just me. They don't they don't drink it. I didn't think they like how sweet it is, how much sugar it has.
Do you eat anything with it, or do you just drink it?
Will usually try to have like some kind of cookie or something. I know it's more sugar, but I feel like it absorbs it a little better.
Yeah, I like it with butter cookies.
Yeah.
The ones that come in the tin can.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man, those cookies are good too.
Yeah. You can't really have a bad drink with that one. It could go with a milk or hot chocolate or coffee, soda.
Or
It doesn't
Monster.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insulin, whatever, bro.
Only if you don't want your feet to fall off.
I wouldn't use them.
Ah, good stuff. So I put on the thumbnail that we were gonna announce like our projects coming up this year.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so let's go ahead and go into that. So this year we're looking at May when we launch our campaign for Volume 2 of Tricks and Treats,
Hmm.
and pretty excited about that. We're working on it. We've been working on it for a while now. Um, do you want to talk about the stories that you're working on, Justin?
Excuse me. Yeah. So I've got I think it's a 8 page story, something like that, called San Nefando. That one is kind of special for me. I've been working on that one for probably 5 years or so, maybe longer. That is I think the first story that we were going to put out for Tricks and Treats Halloween Head back in 2015 or something. Um, and it just didn't happen. And I just kind of kept that story in my back pocket. I had already drawn like half of it. So I went ahead and went back to it for this time so that way I could finally put it out. But yeah, it's a short story based on a nightmare I had once where these two people kind of go into this ghost town. They find that it's got a cult kind of running it and doing this like midnight service at a spooky church. and they find out that there's a bunch of monsters in this town. So that's called San Nefando, which translated is Saint
Saint
Abomination.
Saint Nefando.
Saint Nefando.
Let
Yeah.
me go ahead.
So
You don't mind if I share some pictures, do I?
no, go for it.
All right.
If you've got them, show
Show me if you got them.
them.
Yeah.
Probably not good
Mini
advice.
me. No, don't do it, kids.
Probably not good general advice.
No, not unless you want to get arrested.
Yeah, so I think the idea of this place is just that it's
There we go.
yeah, it's just like a bunch of different buildings from like different times and places. This town sort of materializes out of nowhere. Um, yeah, I think that's page like 5 or something, but it's half of a
Yeah,
2-page spread. It
I really
looks
like
way
this.
better. Yeah,
I really like this shot with when they first enter the church, and you can see like
yeah,
back here there's somebody about to be sacrificed,
you know,
and there's tentacles coming out off screen here, and then you got like all these people with their freaky looking masks on,
yeah,
all looking back at you, the reader.
yeah.
Like, hmm?
You know that look you get when you walk in late to church?
Yeah, that's the look. The
That's the
condemning
look.
eyes.
Yeah, so
They're thinking to themselves, they're also going to sneak out early to go watch the Dallas Cowboys play.
I gotta go watch the game. It's indie weekend.
That's right.
But yeah, so that's kind of the main point of the nightmare that I had, which was like the worst part of it was we walked into this building and the pastor, priest, whatever, was kind of like interlopers or whatever, and everybody turned around. And that part freaked me out so much. And when I woke up, I was like, I got to make a story about that. I got to freak out other people too.
I hate it when they scream out interlopers.
At church, yeah.
Yeah, so accusatory. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like this one too.
Yeah, a
These
lot
guys.
of yeah, a lot of rendering went into this. I don't. So when I started this story, I don't know what I was thinking. I just really fell in love with the idea of everything being like hatch marks or some form of rendering, and leaving as little black as I could. And um, I realized I was just taking probably more effort than I really wanted to put in there, and it was becoming more distracting than it was helping the story. But there is still a lot of I kept a lot of rendering in there.
Yeah, looks great. I think the scratch marks kind of add this frantic feel to the whole story,
Hmm.
and I don't know, it just kind of adds to it. I think
Thank you.
feels gives it the extra layer of unsettling.
Yeah.
I have this weird thing where if I look at bumps, like lots of bumps or lots of holes, like my head starts to tingle. Like I'm like, eh, you know.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
I know that's
Like a
weird.
sensory.
Yeah, like I saw a picture recently of this deer that had like a whole bunch of tumors on it,
Ooh.
and like growing all over its head and its chin and its body, and it was just covered in it, and it just like the back of my head just started to tingle, and I'm just like, gotta look away, but I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's kind of like with these lines, these scratchy marks, it just kind of gives you that kind of frantic vibe
Yeah.
to it. Very
Cool.
nice.
I'm
All right,
glad.
let
I'm
me.
glad it worked.
show too much, but because it is a short story. Here's
Yeah.
the other half, because I guess that was the spread, right?
Yeah, it's a two-page spread, and then the bottom's got 4 panels. The top part is 1 panel. Um,
The other side.
yeah.
I love that creature in the back up there on the podium.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with the way he came out too.
Throw me the ball, I'm open.
Who needs a hug?
Free hugs. I don't know why I made him sound like Cookie Monster. Free hugs, Cookie.
He's a little less intimidating now.
Yeah, man. Awesome stuff.
Thanks.
Can't wait to color this. All right.
Cool.
Stop sharing that. What about your second story that you're working on?
All right. So the second story I'm working on is called Die Brücke, which means the bridge in German. Apparently, a theme for me this year is different languages, not English. Um, so
It's German for the Brook.
Das Brutes. Um, yeah, so it's a story about World War II. The gist of the plot is that there are these soldiers who've got to go and rescue a spy that was captured in a German castle. When they get in there, they find out that there's creatures and extra dimensional beings kind of roaming around and causing havoc, whatever. So yeah, they gotta fight their way out. That's more or less the story. I don't have anything to show, unfortunately. I'm still working on it. I haven't scanned it yet, but I'm really happy with the way it's coming out. Some of the inspirations for it were like Event Horizon and a couple of stories I had heard on another podcast channel called Bedtime Stories. Um, there's a
Bedtime
story,
stories.
yeah, Bedtime Stories. Um, they got a story called The Rat House, which is really interesting. It's about these guys who go into a real place in Germany that they were in there doing some kind of reconnaissance or something after World War II, and supposedly the place was haunted and filled with some kind of occult experiments. That part's kind of the legend, but the place is actually underneath. I think it's like a parliament or some kind of government building there in Germany. Um, Ben, I don't know if you know where it is,
No.
which place I'm talking about. Um, yeah, so it's a place underneath the building that was like demolished, filled with concrete, and then they built an actual government building that's still there today. But the legend is that before it was filled with concrete, it was a German experiment bunker.
Is that the one where they kept them awake?
No,
Or
no, I
is,
think that's a different. I think that's a Russian thing, actually.
okay, is this one? I'm trying to think here. I know there's like Lockian. Was it that one? The bell.
Die Glocker, no. So that's a different one. That's also an inspiration for the story, but no. Um, this one, it was a group of like divers and stuff that went in there because apparently the lower levels of the bunker were filled with water. When they go in there, they see that there's like people tied to chairs that are apparently still alive. Um, that only a couple of the divers come back out and they're like freaking out. So that's why they fill the whole place with concrete because there's still things that are alive in there in that bunker.
I don't think I've heard that story, honestly.
It's a cool story. You should
It
check it
sounds
out.
like it.
Yeah.
No, it sounds
Um,
cool.
yeah. So I think there is some truth that it was used as a prison. Um, uh, I don't know if there was any truth to the idea that it was a like they did experiments there, but honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so it was called the Rat House. Um, I
Nice.
don't know what rat means in German, but house is just building. Um, and then, yeah, the second thing that kind of caught my attention, another story was Die Glocker, which is the bell, I think is what it's called in English. But yeah, Germans built a machine. I think did they reverse engineer a UFO or something like that? Is that where that?
That's one of the theories behind it was that it was like an engine, but other
Hmm.
people think it was like a time traveling device,
Yeah.
and it had like anti gravity properties to it,
Hmm.
and they had to tie it down with chains.
That's right. Yeah. And then the people that were around whenever it turned on, like their faces turned to mush or something like that. Like they started getting radiation burns and getting sick.
It was so cool it melted their faces.
It's so cool. You'll probably go blind. Um, but yeah, so that's another story that kind of inspired me is the idea that the Germans would build this kind of um, machine that either time travels or travels through space and time.
Yeah.
Um, so the story that I wrote, Die Brook, is about the idea of these Germans building a machine to travel through space and time. They accidentally open up a gateway to a different dimension and
Yeah.
release these kind of this radiation that makes monsters, basically.
Yeah.
So,
When I read the story, I'll be honest, it kind of reminded me a little bit of H.P. Lovecraft's. Was it Shadow Out of Time?
Shadow.
Or
Are you talking about Beyond from Beyond?
From Beyond? Yes. Yeah, where
Yeah,
they're like messing around with that device whenever they turn it on, and there's like they can see creatures in another dimension, but
yeah.
eventually the creatures look back and see them and start
Hmm.
crossing over.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to
that's
remain like perfectly still or something like that. You can't make any noise, otherwise they'll see you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many of those H.P. Lovecraft stories. The titles all sound the same, or I can't remember. I can't remember
Yeah.
the theme. The theme, which theme goes with which story title.
Another thing is like I know I consumed like a bunch of Lovecraft stories in a short amount of time, so a lot of them just blend together. Is that the one where the guy is a brain in a jar, or is that the one where they're giant brains floating around?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, that's
and
cool.
I kind of wanted the machine to look a little bit like the machine from that Lovecraft story from Beyond. Is got like these weird bulbs and stuff poking out of it. Give it like a very
Nice.
old sci-fi feel to it. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah.
that's cool. Awesome. Well, one of the stories that I wrote and actually finished it, and I'll show a few of the pages here. And I think I've shown them all already, like on I think it was on Julius's channel.
Mhm.
But let me pull it up here. Share screen time. All right, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
because
It's all
this is
lettered.
yeah, I got it all lettered already,
Nice.
lettered and colored.
Hmm.
I haven't shown this to you lettered yet.
I don't think I've seen it lettered. I don't even think I've seen the whole thing colored. I think I've only seen like 90% of it colored,
Okay,
or at least
so
finished.
here's page one. Yeah, so the title of this story is "It Goes on All Fours," um,
Mhm.
which is in reference to and I'll go ahead and give it away. I don't know. Should I? Should I not? Well,
um,
you'll see. You'll see.
you'll see.
I think that if you're into like paranormal stuff and supernatural stuff, you'll get the reference.
Hmm.
So here's the story. This guy gets dropped off and goes off for a walk in the woods. Just wants to be one with nature, hang out with the happy little trees. Um, then all of a sudden it starts to storm. and he kind of feels like he's being followed. So he hides out in a cave, and in the cave he finds human bones.
Hmm. Never a
Bum
good thing to find in a cave.
bum bum bum. And so, yeah, and then oh no, it's vampires.
Hmm.
That's never a good thing. And I'll stop there. I don't want to show the whole
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
but yeah. So this is like the this one's 100% done already.
Nice.
I really like the way the face came out on this guy here.
Yeah.
Not to brag or nothing, but
No, that's really good.
thanks.
That looks nice.
Very nice. How much? $25 just for you.
Ooh.
Um, so yeah, and I really love this panel too. The floating figures.
Yeah, that came
That's
out really
that's
well too.
that's one of those images like people floating in the sky that's always stuck with me ever since I was a
Mhm.
kid. And I'm just like, man, that would be cool to have vampires do that. So there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah,
No,
so
that
that's
is a
one of the
really nice
stories.
scene.
Thanks. Go ahead and stop sharing here. Or I guess I'll leave it up. Otherwise, I won't have anything up. Um. So yeah, so there's that. That one's done already. I've
Hmm.
got another one that Mario actually just finished inking. I've already started coloring.
Awesome.
Um, maybe I can share that one. Let me see. Let me remove this.
At least the first page.
Yeah, that's literally just about all I've done. Well, no, I think I've colored like 4 pages now, but
Yeah.
pull that one up. Mario is doing an awesome job.
He really is. He's doing great.
So let me ask you this, because I haven't. I mean, we're brothers and we talk all the time, but I don't think I've ever asked you what your process is for writing.
um, that's a good question. I just figure it out as I go.
I just make it up.
Yeah, I just write it. Whatever. Um,
I draw the pictures and then I put the words in.
man, I wish I could do that. No, so I've done a couple of different processes. I don't know that I have like one that I'm comfortable with yet that I can say like this is my process. I'm still kind of refining it, I guess. The first story that I wrote for us, or that I guess I finished for us, which was Tree of Life. That one, I think I just kind of sat down and worked it out in like a week or so, a couple of weeks. Um, it just took off from like an idea that I had of a creepy sculpture that I saw that was meant to be, I think, memorial, but was actually just horrifying. It was these like children's faces carved into a tree, and it freaked me out. I was driving too. I was like, "What the heck is that?" And then after that, they just kind of started to flow. Like the inspiration just kind of came. Um, the characters that were in there were just kind of inspired by uh, kind of people I knew, like a culmination of people I knew. There's nice. There's a nice picture right there. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is Lines and Inks by Mario
Hmm.
Williams. He is a fantastic artist. I'm
Yeah.
really glad to have him on board for this issue.
Hmm. You want to zoom in a little bit on those panels?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really has this. I want to say Top Cow Comics kind of feel to it, like '90s Top Cow,
Yeah.
and I love it. Like that's just beautiful.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed coloring these panels here.
Yeah. Yeah. That page flows really well. The shots he chose were really really nice too. Like it just pulls you in.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one's gonna be called Cephas the Vampire, and it's basically a gangster movie with vampires. Because
Hmm.
it's that one guy that the gangsters like kill, but then he ends up not being dead. He's just wounded, goes off and heals and comes back and exacts his revenge, kind of like an old western or an old
Yeah.
samurai movie. And that's basically the concept for this story is Cephas is a vampire who was betrayed by other vampires, left out in the sun to burn and die. But he doesn't die. Instead, like his skin becomes hard like stone, and so he comes back looking for revenge, and he becomes like a boogeyman to other vampires.
Mhm. Becomes the John Wick of vampires.
That's right. They killed his puppy. He was gonna drink that.
Everyone's asking me if I'm back. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
That's what I keep hearing. I need to check
Yeah.
it out. But anywho's, it's yeah. So Mario is doing awesome. I love this. It's coming out great. And then I just recently turned in a script to Johnny Johnson, one of my best friends, brother from another mother. Love that guy. He's gonna be drawing issue 0 of Little Jack.
Nice.
So yeah, this is gonna be a different type of volume too, a different type of tricks and treats because in the past it's been like short stories that are kind of like Twilight Zone esque. You have
Mhm.
your beginning, middle, end, and that's it.
Yep.
Whereas these stories, some of these stories are gonna have like characters that, if we wanted to, we could like go and tell another story.
Right. Carry them on if we have the demand for it.
Right. So yeah, it's almost gonna serve like as a little testing ground, really.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited about Volume 2.
I'm really excited too. I'm excited to tell these stories. Um, it seems like every time I put one of these out or make a story for tricks and treats, I'm uh I'm getting way better every time. I'm really happy with the way these stories are coming out. So I hope you guys really enjoy looking at them. I hope you can enjoy reading them over and over again. That's one thing that we really want to do is tell good stories that you guys can read over and over again. Kind of make a little Halloween tradition of reading comics.
Yeah, and share them with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, really looking forward to May, and that's when we'll do the launch.
Hmm.
The lounge. I don't know why I said that funny. I think I was
You
about to
know,
say lunch. That's what we're gonna do, lunch.
man, some intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so skinny, bro.
But yeah, this page looks really good. The colors really make it pop too.
Thanks.
Oh,
Hey,
hey,
Amanda Panda's on here.
I know her.
Yeah, actually, Amanda, it's been a while since we streamed,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think it's been a while since anybody's caught us. But thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Or as they say in the belief hole, welcome to be here.
Gotta come up with our own welcome to hello or something.
Yeah, gotta be Halloween related though.
Hmm.
Welcome to the hellhole. No, that's not that's not cool.
It might be true, but it's not cool to say.
Amanda Panda says, "Where's my mug?" I would assume on your head. I don't know.
Mm.
That's where most of us keep our mugs. I will. We'll do mugs this time. How about that?
Are we
That'll
doing
be
mugs
one
this
of.
time? Hmm.
I think so. I think we will.
Yeah.
We'll do a small run
Yeah.
mugs because I really do like the way that one came out.
Yeah.
You were told you'd be paid with a mug. I remember saying like we'll see how good the campaign does. All that money went to printing the books.
Yeah.
You got paid in books. I know you bought some books, which is cool, but we also sent you some books too. On top of that,
I'm pretty sure I gave her those books.
unless Justin kept them. If he kept them, you got to settle up with him.
Unless I kept them. I probably kept them. I know I have books around here somewhere. I don't know if they include hers as well.
Says that works. Cool, cool. Because if it doesn't, and if you have a
If
problem with it, you can take it up with Justin.
you got a problem with it, that's too dang bad.
He's my complaint department. Well, awesome. Yeah, we'll do mugs this time. We'll do a small run.
Yeah.
Nothing big, maybe like 10 or 12. And once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also going to do metal cards.
Hmm.
So that'll be fun as well.
Yeah, those came out really good.
Thanks. Yeah. Um, Shoot, if I had them here, I'd show them off on
Yeah.
camera. But not sure where they're at.
Oh, can you pull up your the video you put on Twitter?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll pull that up. Well, actually, no. Well, no.
Okay.
If I had two monitors, I could.
Hmm. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a direct line to the complaint department. Yes, you do.
Man.
And you're gonna see him before I see him physically. So take it up with him.
Hmm.
I really like this bottom panel too.
Yeah. That's a really good panel. Very moody.
Yeah. Anyways, um, what else? Oh yeah, I'm also gonna write a short story about the man on the middle of the road.
Yeah, that's right. You want to talk a little bit about that story, or at least the legend behind that story? I know I heard that story because I've listened to all of Belief Hole, and apparently they mentioned it on there. I just don't remember it. I have a consumption problem. It's like tuberculosis or something. What I mean is, I have a problem with consuming too many episodes in a small amount of time, and they kind of run together for me.
No, yeah, definitely. I run into the same thing too, especially yeah, especially at work. But
Yeah.
because
I
work
mean,
gets
not at work,
distracted.
where I'm
I
very
mean,
productive.
because work gets in the way sometimes. No, but so the story goes that there was this couple driving down the middle of the road, or driving down the road, and it was desolate, and they see this man like walking down the middle of the road wearing a trench coat and a hat, and they both got this really ugly feeling, and they just felt like they shouldn't stop; they should just keep on going.
Hmm.
And so they drive past him, and the other feeling they got was that they should not look back to look at his face.
Hmm.
And there was another story where I guess a person did look back and see the man on the road, because I guess this has been like an apparition that's appeared in different locations and different times, and
Yeah.
other people have seen him. And so when this person did look back and see his face, like he didn't really have a face.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting story, and that I would kind of elaborate on it and write my own
Mhm.
story for Tricks and Treats on it.
There's a nice
Hey,
thing about these like urban legends and monsters like this is it will never run out of material.
yeah,
There's always something out there.
yeah, and there's always something fun and interesting that you can kind
Hmm.
of pull out and just write a whole story about.
Yeah. And apparently, because tulpas are a thing, we'll just keep generating these monsters.
For realies.
No, that's cool. I am very excited to see this issue and have it in my hands and be able to flip through these stories. I've been working on them for a while, and um, it is that is one nice thing about it. It does take a little bit to put these out, but to have the time to craft it to the best of your ability, these stories, whether it's writing it and or drawing it, um, we do put a lot of effort into these stories.
Yeah, we do. And one of the reasons why we waited also was just because it was just a bad time after the
Yeah.
pandemic. Like the printers were having issues getting inks in.
Hmm.
Uh, there was also like a paper shortage for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were just all these supply chain issues, just like within the last couple of years. And so I think waiting has been good for us because it's allowed us time to kind of breathe and take our time with this issue.
Hmm.
Because I gotta say this issue feels a lot more polished than our last one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I feel like the stories are a little bit more, I don't know about personal, but like they feel a little more, uh, I guess, thought out or like we're putting a little more of ourselves into them.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, now that we've made that announcement, oh yeah, let's also talk about. Do you want to talk about LoJack,
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about it.
or should we not?
We already said the name, so they know too much.
They know too much. Kill them. Uh, all right. Well, why don't you talk a little bit? Well, I'll pull up some images. Get those loaded up.
um, all right, so yeah, we're going to. I don't remember the month, but we're going to
I
try to
think
launch
October.
a. Were we talking about October? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, so we're looking at launching another campaign in October, Halloween month, for our character Lil Jack, which if you look at Ben's avatar, you'll see his shining little face. Um, I don't know how much I can say about the story other than it's a kid with really cool powers, a couple of monstrous enemies. It's gonna look really cool. I'll be there to make sure that I can make it look as neat as possible.
And
But I'm
Justin
really,
is going to be penciling.
yeah. Um, so I'll be penciling it. I'm really excited to start drawing it. Um, it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, the monsters that are in there, the character design for Little Jack is another thing that's just really fun to draw. It's really fun to work on. In my off time last semester, I found myself drawing him pretty much every chance I got between classes and stuff. This semester, I had to work on my own story, but looking forward to working on this character. Excuse me. But yeah, so I don't know how much I want to say about the story. I'll let you talk more about the actual story.
Yeah, I don't. I guess I don't want to talk about the story either just yet because it's
Yeah.
still not finalized. Um,
Hmm.
so I wrote the first 5 issues, like the first draft, and now I'm in kind of rewrite mode. But at the same time, I'm working on Volume 2 of Tricks and Treats. as well as doing some artwork on the side. Uh,
Hmm.
so pretty busy, pretty full plate right now. But I'll be getting back to it really soon,
Yeah.
and I cannot wait. Little Jack is, I don't know, like he's not one of those characters that's been burning in my head for a long time or anything.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, like he didn't really come to life until our friend Ryan Wynn did a drawing of him, and we're like, okay, this is awesome. We have to do a story about this character. Like it was always planned, but
Hmm.
it didn't really have anything nailed down just yet. He didn't really come to life until we saw him.
Yeah.
At least that's how I feel. Sorry,
No.
sorry, man, to hit that comment again.
No, yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, he's just he's a fun looking character. He's just a really good character design. Um, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the story. I am excited to draw it, but I'm also excited to kind of read it to see that book completed.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so this is an image of Jackson as Little Jack. Kind of did the Spider-Man split half and half, kind of like Spider-Man Peter Parker
Hmm.
kind of thing going on here. Um, yeah, I don't again because like the story is still in flux. I don't want to give away anything about the story because it's going to change probably. But
Yeah.
essentially, it's about a kid who moves to this small town that his mother grew up in, and this ancient spirit has been released. It's kind of like the headless horseman. We call him the headless rider, and Little Jack was the opposing force, the opposing spirit that helped to capture him so that he wouldn't go around killing the townspeople. And so with this cult that's just raised him back from the dead, you know, kind of release the ghost again, um, Little Jack comes to life again to try to defeat the Headless Rider and save the town. That's basically the gist of the story. So yeah, Little Jack is like this magical pumpkin, and when Jackson puts him on, he comes to life and he has magical powers. Let me see if I can find another image.
Yeah.
All right, so this is one of my favorite ones. This is one that Justin did.
Yay. I remember that one.
So we got Little Jack, his bat Bruce, who's like a werewolf bat, and Joe. What's his last
Got
name?
a Tack.
Joe Tack. That's right.
Tack, yeah. The undead detective.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of the Question a little bit.
Yeah, I think that that jacket and tie or shirt combo are kind of giving Question vibes.
Yeah,
That's cool. The Question's one of my favorite characters from DC anyway, so
yeah. But I think also just the way I write him too. He's a little more,
so dry.
yeah, a little dry. But no, he's actually my favorite character to write.
Is he?
Yeah, he's kind of got this 1920s way of talking. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. And we're looking at October for the launch on this one.
Hmm. yeah, hopefully I'll have a good plenty pages to show by October. Because like I said, I'm excited to work on it. I'm excited to study some classic artists for it. And I say classic artists, I mean John Buscema, um, guys like that, classic Marvel artists.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted when we're doing this book was for it to have like this kind of a 90s, 80s kind of feel to it, like
Mhm.
stylistically. And so I suggested to look at Mark Bagley and
Mhm.
Ron Lim, some of those artists from that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely Buscema is one of them. So yeah, that's what we have planned. That's what we got coming down the pike in 2023. You got anything
It's a
else?
full load, a lot of work, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of
Yeah,
yeah,
hopefully,
a lot of fun work.
yeah, a lot of fun work, and hopefully we can do more of these streams to kind of show our progress here and there. We won't give like too much away, but I do want to show like some of the pages and some of the work that we do. I think I kind of like seeing that stuff whenever I follow campaigns. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, and I think one of the differences between us and other campaigners is that we like to have the book done before we even start campaigning.
Right.
So yeah, so I think that's one of those things that sets us apart because you're always hearing about these campaigns that don't deliver, or they're
Yeah.
just really, or they're just really late on delivering. So we do not want to be one of those.
Right. It's never fun to back a campaign and then like have a delivery date of like 2 years ago or something. I'm still waiting for my Cyberfrog book, but that's okay.
Are you really?
Yeah, it's the second issue. It was supposed to be out like 2021 or something like that.
Oh wow, I did not know about that.
Yeah. Um, I want to say it's barely going to printing. It went to printing like this month or last month or something like that. Um, so yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Like on one hand, it is a bummer. On the other hand, I'm like, well, I already paid for it. It'll show up when it shows up. Yes, it would have been nice to have it in my hands when I was told I was going to have it.
Yeah,
But
wow, no, I did not know about that. That's crazy.
yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, I thought, man, I felt bad when we did tricks and treats, and I wanted to get it to people's hands by Halloween. I was
Yeah,
hoping, honestly, like October 1st. I wanted them to be shipping out.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that didn't happen because of the printer. But so
Hmm.
yeah, I don't feel so bad now. We were just like, we still got it to them in October.
Yeah, I want to say the last one delivered the day before Halloween or something like that. It was like a day or two before Halloween. I think Matt was the last one to get his.
Yeah, yeah. Ultimately, like as time got closer, the goalpost definitely moved, and that was like that's where I drew the line, though. I wanted them to have it by Halloween.
Yeah.
I was hoping October 1st, but I'll settle for October 31st.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like taking those kinds of chances, those kinds of risks when I'm buying a book. So and
Oh,
I wouldn't
absolutely. Yeah.
want and I wouldn't want our backers to take that risk either. So I want to have the book done,
You're right.
if not 99% done.
Everything we can do to make sure that they have it in their hands when
Yeah,
we tell them they're going to have it. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
exactly. Yeah, because all the funds really they just go to printing the book, and that's
Hmm.
all that we're looking for. Alrighty, well that's enough about the book and our 2023 campaigns. So we got two
Yep.
coming up: the Tricks and Treats Volume 2 and not I was gonna say not Cyberfrog.
Not cyber. That's true, I guess.
And Little Jack.
Little Jack,
Yeah, sorry,
aka change the
that just
title of
really
that.
right. That just really surprised me. I had no idea about that. I thought
Yeah.
those books went out a long time ago, but
Mm-mm.
crazy. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's change the subject.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Um. So let's talk about Christmas movies.
Christmas movies, yeah.
Christmas movies. What movies did you watch over your Christmas break?
Oh, so I watched Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Um,
That's the one with the homeless pigeon lady, right?
that's the pigeon lady, yep.
Awesome.
And at the end, he solves all of her problems by giving her a ceramic dove.
Nice.
Yeah. Um,
If you get hungry, you just eat that.
yeah. Look, if you ever need shelter, here's a here's a little ceramic dove. um,
If you're ever cold and lonely and hungry, look at this ceramic dove and know that you're not alone.
remember, you've
I'm
got a
some.
friend who isn't.
You have a friend who's nice and cozy in his three-story house,
His millionaire father.
full of ice cream and pizza.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Good moral of the story. Um,
Kevin McAllister. What a jerk.
so I keep seeing this meme on Facebook of like how Kevin McAllister could have called the cops at any time and like had the thieves arrested. Um, but they always say in Home Alone. So I assume they're talking about the first movie, which it's a plot point that he can't call the cops, he can't call for help because they cut the phone lines.
Right.
But in the second movie, he 100% totally could have called the cops. um, in the second movie, he knows what they're robbing, when they're robbing it, and I mean he knows what they look like. He knows that they're out on parole or whatever. Like how easy would it have been to just pick up the phone and like call the cops? And let's say like the cops wouldn't have taken him seriously because he's just a kid. They already established earlier in the movie that he can use his voice recorder, slow it down, and play it at normal speed to where he sounds like an older man. So he could have also done that.
Well, like even in the first movie, he just like lowers his voice. Remember? He's like,
Yeah.
"This is Murphy.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Murphy. I live across the street."
Honestly, he probably could have gotten away with saying that he's a Mrs. or something like that. When you're a little kid, your voice is like high enough to where you can pass for a lady or something.
Very
But
true.
anyway, yeah. So I still enjoyed it. They're fun movies.
Yeah, every year I watch the first one. Um, I think that's all I need. I don't. It's been a while since I've seen the second one, honestly.
Yeah, I do prefer the first one, but I don't really have anything against the second one, other than that. Yes, he could have called the cops. It could have been over. He didn't have to torture those poor men on
I
the
will
streets of
say,
New York.
like every year I watch the first one, and every year I'm a year older. I feel more and more for the bad guys as they're falling down the stairs.
The grave injuries they're suffering.
Yeah, like I don't know how they don't have concussions and like just passed out and dying.
Like, I don't know why they didn't just give up.
Yeah,
Honestly, if I'm Daniel Stern's character and I step on that nail, I'd be like, no, I'm leaving.
I Dunzo.
Nothing is worth this. Not even revenge.
What's his character's name? Marvin.
Um, yeah, he's. I
Marv.
think he's Marv and Harry.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, yeah. Every year, those guys, man. I'm just like, man, I feel for them. Like you're better man than me. You can get up after falling down those stairs
Right.
multiple times. Like I have trouble just standing up from the couch. Just sitting down on the couch. Like
It takes me 2 tries to get up from the bed.
I hold my breath, and like, and then and then push, and then things start popping all over my body. All right, Manda says y'all need to watch Violent Night. It has a scene with realistic Home Alone stunts.
Nice. I hear it's not bad.
Does that mean that like these people die? Or what do you mean real? What do you mean realistic Home Alone stunts?
Like they sue him at the end of the movie.
Have concussions and forget how to talk and feed themselves?
You know.
It's like yes.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
You got
No,
it.
I think I'm good with Home Alone. Like the cartoony violence of it is good enough for me, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think I could stomach a. Oh, let's see. I don't want to spoil it, but it is violence. You
Yeah.
don't say.
Buried the lead with that title.
With the title, yeah. They hid it in plain sight. I do like David Harbour though. He's a pretty awesome actor.
He's a good actor. Yeah. He's very very watchable. So
He's
how
my
about
favorite
you?
character on Stranger
Yeah.
Things. Yeah. What about me?
What did you watch for Christmas?
I watched. So me and Crystal have like the usuals that we watch. Like every year we watch Home Alone.
Hmm.
We watch Klaus, which I
Hmm.
love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like the writing on that is so perfect. um, I watched here the Judy Garland movie. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Hmm.
Let me look it up real quick. Like,
All right. Yeah, I'm not a Judy Garland buff. I couldn't tell you.
yeah, I appreciate her acting.
Yeah.
Meet me in St. Louis. Is what it's called.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that title. I don't know that movie. What is that about?
So that one's kind of weird. Like I don't consider it a Christmas movie per se,
Hmm.
but I think Crystal does because it ends on a Christmas kind of scene.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so I get it. I get it. But it goes through like a full year in this family's life, and you experience like all the seasons, which is pretty cool to see.
Hmm.
So you see, and one of my favorite scenes is their Halloween scene because you see them celebrate Halloween like during that time,
Hmm.
and how all these kids would dress up and start a bonfire like right in the middle of the road, and and they take
Damn.
flour and go knock on people's doors and throw flour in their faces like that. That's how they tricked. That's how they tricked
Yeah.
them. I did not see any treats, just tricks.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's an interesting movie. And then yeah, like at the end they do end it on like a Christmas during the Christmas season.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, it's like a coming of age movie for Judy Garland. Her character's growing up and she falls in love with the neighbor boy and they get together and get engaged at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's one that we watch every year. My favorite Judy Garland movie is actually called The Good Old Summertime, and it
Okay.
doesn't sound like it from the title, but it is
Mm-hmm.
more of a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
It starts in the summertime, and it goes into like winter, like halfway through, and I really do like that movie. That one's well written, likable actors, characters.
Yeah. What's that one about? I've never heard of that one.
So yeah, I think they remade that one as like what's it called? Drawing a blank. Oh, like Little Shop Around the Corner and the Tom Hanks movie with Meg Ryan.
Um, Sleepless in Seattle or You Got Mail?
Yeah, probably You've Got Mail. I think it's You've Got Mail.
Okay. It's
Because
probably the
what
same
it
movie, but
is,
yeah.
I think you're right. Honestly, yeah. So what it is like Judy Garland and this guy like are exchanging like letters through the
Mm-hmm.
mailbox, and they don't know what each other looks like or who each other is. And she ends up running into this guy on her way to the post office, and she hates him because he ruined her day and ruined her dress. But she ends up like contacting him because she needs a job, and he's like the manager of this music store. And so she ends up working there and selling music, and this guy's her boss, and she can't stand him, and he kind of can't stand her at first either. And then like eventually the guy finds out that she's the one that he's corresponding with,
Mm-hmm.
and so he ends up telling her like at the end of the movie that it's him. And over time she's kind of falling for him as well. But it's a sweet movie, and it's just really well written movie. It's funny. It's got
Yeah.
the silent movie actor in it as well, Buster. What's his name? Buster Keaton.
Keaton? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's in it.
Hmm.
I think Van Johnson's the main actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you ever get a chance, just check it out. Good movie.
All right.
Good old classic movie. So what else do I watch? Miracle on 34th Street is usually the first one we watch right after Thanksgiving, if not Thanksgiving night. Put that on.
Yeah. Which one?
The original version.
Okay. The black and white one?
Yeah, not the remake with the weird little girl that played Matilda, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot she
No,
was in that movie.
she's so creepy looking, dude. Am I the only one who thinks so?
No, there's something different about her face. She
Like,
does
if there
look
was
like
a
a possessed
possessed,
doll.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. If there was like a possessed doll that you would like turn into a real person, that would be her.
Like a horror Pinocchio.
Yeah. Like, what's that movie, Annabelle, that we were just talking about the other night?
Oh, that's right. We were just talking about that. Actually, yeah. If like Annabelle was a real person, I could kind of see that.
I don't know what happened to her, but she hasn't been on screen, so I'm good with that.
I think she's like a teacher now or something.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I watched the original Miracle on 34th Street, and that's usually like the first
Hmm.
one we watch because it starts with the Thanksgiving Day parade,
Yeah.
and then goes into Christmas, so it just makes sense. What else? Oh, Jingle All the Way, of course.
Hmm.
Talked about that one too. Scrooged. I didn't watch that this year, but that's one that I usually watch.
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
I haven't seen that one since I was like, God, like 10 years old or something. It's been a long time. I think is it on Prime or Netflix right now?
I think it is on Prime. Yeah.
Is it Prime? Okay.
Yeah, I was getting a kick out of like the beginning with Lee Majors coming to save Santa Claus from the terrorists that are attacking his shop. I don't know why
Yeah.
terrorists would be attacking the North Pole, but they are. What else? Oh yeah, Christmas Carol.
Okay, yeah. Which one?
Oh, what's the name of that actor from
George C.
Wicker Man?
Scott?
George C. Scott. Yes, Mr. Wicker Man himself, George C. Scott. He's such a good actor.
Yeah. Um, I did see like the last 30 minutes or so of that Jim Carrey Christmas Carol.
How was that?
It's horrifying.
The
The
animation looked
uncanny
terrible.
valley, the uncanny valley dead eyes that they all have is so creepy. Um, but so like the ghost design I kind of liked. Like I thought that was done pretty well. Like the ghost of Christmas future is just a shadow. Um, he's not like a physical thing that you can like interact with, I guess. Um, Muppet Christmas Carol is the best version. Yeah, it probably is. I haven't seen that one in a while, but
I haven't seen that
that's
one either.
probably
Like
yeah.
that one has Michael Caine as Scrooge, right?
Mako Kain, yeah.
Exactly. I'm Mr. Scrooge.
um,
Bruce. Yeah,
Master Bruce.
Master Bruce.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the I did like the ghosts in that movie, but yeah, otherwise it's kind of creepy looking. Everybody in that movie is creepy looking. They all have dead eyes.
Yeah, Crystal and I went out to eat at this place called Mad Eats, and every year on Christmas time they show Christmas movies up on the wall, and they were showing Polar Express,
Mhm.
and I was looking at the animation. I was like, "Have you ever seen that?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, that animation just looks weird. They all look plasticky and
Yeah,
awful.
yeah. Like all the expression of like a PlayStation 2 character.
Yeah. I saw a meme that had like a square tiger, and I was like, "Oh my god, the graphics on this are so realistic." Back in the PlayStation 2 days
Yeah,
or Nintendo
man.
64. It's one of my sister's favorite movies. Terrible. Which one? Muppet Christmas Carol?
Oh, it might be. It might be the Jim Carrey one.
Oh, Jim Carrey one. Okay.
Probably.
Or Polar
I don't know
yeah,
which one we're talking about.
or Polar Express.
Or Polar Express. Either way, dead eyes.
Maybe all three of those are her favorite ones. Yeah.
It's a three-way tie. Oh,
Yeah, she says Polar Express.
okay. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, it just looks creepy. Like I don't know if it's bad or not. It just looks like something I don't want to watch. The animation says to me, avert your eyes. Nothing to see here.
the animation says this was a better book. I don't know if it was a book, but it would have been a better book.
Just read the script.
Um,
Hannah is deathly afraid of Muppets. How does she feel about that little girl from Miracle on 34th Street remake? Ask her. I'm curious.
man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think the only movie that I have like a tradition of watching every year is probably Die Hard.
Yeah.
That's my Christmas movie.
Hmm.
I know some people have
Interesting.
yeah, they have a
I
preference of watching maybe like It's a Wonderful Life, but I'll
yeah.
be honest with you, that's the most depressing movie I've ever seen.
I like that movie
And
too,
I
though.
was that
I like that movie.
you like that movie? I can't
I
do it,
do.
man. I know I'm in the minority, but like I can't handle it. It was
It has nothing to do
slowly
with the fact that you're Mexican, dude. That's not what I'm
it
saying.
yeah. Um, but it's just it takes forever, and it's about it starts off with suicide, and it's black and white, and you see this guy slowly descend into madness or self hatred or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's bitter because he didn't get to move out of the town like he wanted to,
You
and
know.
so, and then he finally gets put in a place where he's gonna lose it all, anyways. He's worth more dead than alive. But yeah, no, it's got a good message at the end. You know, that's
Yeah,
something else is I was thinking about is like how many movies are there where there's like supernatural elements peppered into the story, like a Christmas Carol. You know, it's called a Christmas Carol. You know, a ghost story. Like that's like
hmm
the original title of the book. And just thinking about that, like, and then you got like It's a Wonderful Life with the angel coming to save him.
yeah.
Like, how many Christmas movies are there that have that supernatural element to them?
I feel like there should be more because I feel like that was a more common element of Christmas than than I ever thought so. Because there's that song, I don't even know what this song's called. Wonderful Time of Year, I guess,
Yeah.
where where he sings about like telling ghost stories on a fire. I'm like, you guys do that for Christmas? That sounds really cool. I didn't know that was anything. I never heard of that. I never paid attention to that until like much later in my life when I heard that line. I was like, really? That sounds cool, but why don't we do that anymore?
No, that's true. Now that you mentioned that, like I do remember hearing that line in that song. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, maybe that was part of tradition back then. I don't know.
Hmm. I mean, Santa Claus is a supernatural. He's kind of a cryptid, right? Like
He's a tulpa.
you could tell he's a tulpa. Okay,
Yeah, because
you
if
could
you
tell
believe in
those
him,
stories, and he's real.
that's right. He becomes real if you believe in him.
Yeah.
Same with Krampus, I guess.
Maybe don't believe that one. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I just can't get into. It's a Wonderful Life. Oh well.
Yeah, there was another movie I just saw. Like, Crystal and I watched it maybe like a year or two ago, and we watched it again this year.
Hmm.
I can't remember the title of it. It's like something like The Space Beyond or something like that. And it's about these three rich guys who take in this couple that's just walking across like on the street or something because they're bored and they want to talk to interesting people.
Hmm.
And so they take in this young guy and this young girl and they invite them over for dinner off the streets. And these three, like three millionaires, and they spend time with them and they become friends with them. But then the three of them die on this plane crash. And then the three ghosts um, appear and kind of trying to help this couple stay together.
Hmm.
and but like the guy ends up getting tempted and going away because he's like a talented singer, and they hear him sing, and so he gets pulled away into that lifestyle. And at the end of the movie, they end up shooting him and killing him. And the three ghosts, like one at a time, are being taken away, like
Hmm.
into their hereafter, you know.
Yeah.
And so there's only one left, and at the end, like the last ghost is like, let me stay here because this guy needs my help, and give him one more chance. And they end up taking him away, and they do end up giving the young man his life back, and that's how it ends. Like you don't see him like physically come back to life, I don't think, but you kind of get the gist that he does. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting
Hmm.
uh, story as well.
Yeah, interesting concept.
Amanda says we watched Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, Elf, and the Grinch. And occasionally, Grandma got run over by a reindeer or Rudolph. Yeah, Rudolph and Frosty, or something else we watch.
Yeah.
Christmas Story, Christmas Story. Yeah, that's another classic. And Grinch, the 30-minute cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Every,
Yeah.
every once in a
Boris
while,
Karloff.
we'll watch the Jim Carrey one. But yeah, the Boris Karloff cartoon.
Hmm.
That's where it's at.
I like Elf too. Elf was pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that. That's what's his name? It's Will
Ferrell.
Ferrell, but what's the name of the dad?
Oh, James Caan.
James Caan. Yes, the Bagman.
The Bagman. In his best role ever.
That's right. The Way of the Gun. Way
Hmm.
of the Gun, baby. They call me the Bagman. Or what does he say? You know who I am. He's like, you're the Bagman. That's right. I'm the Bagman.
I'm the guy you wake up to in the middle of the night, the pillow over your face. You're gonna hear two pops. And that's it. Like, dang, James Caan.
Why would I hear two? Did you miss with the first one?
Maybe. He's an old man. Not a good
He
shot.
is.
There's a
He
pillow
is an
over
old
your
man.
face. He can't see where it's going.
I love his friend that he calls up that's got like suicidal tendencies, and he's like playing Russian roulette with that bag of guns, this pillowcase.
Abner. Yeah.
Abner, what are you doing? Nothing.
That scene was done so well. Where he's like thinking about answering it, but he's not. He's
Yeah.
not sure if he wants to. Man,
And then where he's dying, he just never dies. One more
yeah.
thing.
Remember when?
Yeah,
Man,
that was a great movie.
it really was very well written. Hmm.
Good stuff. So, what are you doing for New Year's? Anything exciting?
So for New Year's we'll be here, and then on the first, so I guess New Year's Day, we're gonna head over to College Station to visit Manda, and we'll be there for a few days. Come back probably on Wednesday, and then after that, I'll just be working on the book, drawing, and setting up stuff, getting ready for the new semester.
Cool.
That's about it. How about you?
Um, yeah, I'm working on a book right now, a side project
Hmm.
that I'm trying to get done by March 1st, if not sooner, if I can.
Hmm.
I think I will because we got the first 2 pages done. About to send out the next 2 pages to get colored. So making good progress. I think in about 7 weeks or so. I should be done, or 6
Mhm.
weeks. I should be done.
Nice.
Yeah. Then I'll be back to our books, our stuff, full time. So yeah, things are looking up.
It's gonna be a good year.
Yes. They say you should start your year the way you want to spend it.
Hmm.
I'll be making comic books.
I always start mine sleeping. That's true.
I'm usually awake, watching TV,
Yeah.
watching the ball drop, and then dragging myself to bed afterwards.
I think I gave up waiting until midnight. I usually like clock out by 10:30 or 11 or something. I was like, nah, I know what happens. I've seen those one before.
It's just not the same without Dick Clark.
No, I don't even know who does it anymore.
I think it's what's his name? Ryan Seacrest,
Oh, really?
or
Wow.
I I think so, or is it Daly? What's his name?
Carson Daly?
Carson Daly. Yeah, I know. One of the Wahlbergs does it. Donnie Wahlberg with his wife
Oh, really?
on one of the channels.
Hmm.
Who's his
That's
What's
probably
his wife?
CBS. I think I don't remember his
She's
wife.
blonde, big mouth. I can't remember her name. Kind of annoying.
All right. Um,
You know what I'm talking about.
I think he's got a show on CBS. No, I
Does he?
not even a little bit.
Oh yeah, Amanda says it's Seacrest, or however you spell it. Seacrest confirmed.
There you go.
Seacrest. That sounds like the title of a soap opera show or something. Kind of like Falcon Crest.
Seacrest.
Seacrest.
Yeah.
This is how a Mexican says secret. I got secrets to tell you. Gosh, gotta remember not to be racist. Oh, hold on a second. It's okay, I'm brown.
I can say that.
Okay, well, I think that's it, man. You got anything else
Yeah.
you want to talk about?
No, I think that's good.
I said everything I wanted to say.
Hmm.
Cool, cool.
No, hopefully I didn't robot too much.
Just a couple of times, but it wasn't too bad. I think like killing the cameras did help it.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah, there you go. You just roboted right now. Or you were cursing a robot. Alrighty. Well,
Cool.
I guess we'll call it. Alrighty. Everybody, thanks for watching,
Thanks for
Amanda.
joining, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, Amanda. All right, everybody, have a good night. See you later.
I'll see you guys later.